I just recorded this whole video and it never recorded. Ah, here we go. We're going to start again. Hi, I'm Chanel Hacker from InvitingSacred.com, and I want to talk to you today about what inviting sacred means, and specifically, how do we apply it to our life? Because so many people are asking me, what do you mean by sacred? It's not a word that people are really comfortable or hearing a lot of, so they don't really understand what I'm talking about. So I've been studying, and I took up the study of Kundalini yoga and meditation teacher trainings. And what I learned from my yoga masters is that sacred means holy. And what I take that to mean is the sacred is a recognizing and an intentional recognizing of the divine in everything around us. That is very different for spirituality, and if you know anything about me, you know that I have been a practitioner of spirituality. I just feel like I'm just nothing but spirituality. um, and how that is different is that I feel like spirituality is something that comes from recognizing the divine within me and expressing it out to the world. So that's the difference to me. That sacred is about recognizing the divine outside of us and bringing it in. That's why I ask you to do an invitation, and then the spirituality is the expression of the divine within us going out. And what this does is this creates a high vibrational energy that kind of rises above tension and anger and conflict, because we're moving as one with all that's concerned in everything around us and everything in our environment. See, when there's conflict and tension and anger, when we feel that, it's because we're not on the same vibrational level. We're not on the same frequency. We're not understanding things. We're not moving in the same direction. But when we're recognizing the divine in us and expressing it, and the divine intentionally with everything around us, and we're seeing it through the eyes of the divine, and we can invite it in, then that means that we're working on the same level with the same intention. And we're reciprocating that. And then life seems to flow a little bit faster, a little bit moving a little bit better. We're held and supported in a much profound way, in a safe way, in a loving way. And so that's what I want to acknowledge, is that when I am asking you to invite sacred in, I'm asking you to intentionally look at everything around us. So when we say intentionally look at and we make something sacred to us. We give it that intention. It's like giving it a blessing and giving it a purpose to hold in our lives. And we give everything meaning and purpose to our lives as it is. But when we raise that level to seeing the divine in it and making it sacred, we have another level of respect. We have another level of keeping something very precious and pure to that intention. And we want it to mean that in our lives. So it gives it a type of, I don't want to say power, but it does. It gives it some type of specialness to it, that we can bounce our own energy off of and receive it back. And that helps our vibrations as well. There was a study done, I can't remember the name of the study, but I know we've all heard it, about the plants, and about how they had done a study with one group of plants over here, and they would say positive things, loving words, give it a lot of attention, and then there was another set of plants that were over in this room, and they weren't given that same attention. They were actually given negative attention, ignored, and they wanted to see for a period of time what would happen. And what happened was the negative plants didn't flourish. Some of them died, they wilted, they just didn't grow, they didn't have that will to live. The other ones that was given a lot of love and a lot of meaning, and they were coming in and saying good morning and how beautiful are you and playing sweet music, those flourished. And those plants had great big blooms and did very well. And that's what I'm talking about with this intention, is to intentionally put into practice what's inside of us, it'll come back to us. So that's what this is. I want you to give you an invitation to invite sacred, inviting sacred, and have that sacredness into your life. And I know that a lot of people might not feel as familiar with, well, how do I do that? That's what my website's all about. So come visit me, invitingsacred.com. And as I grow, I'm hoping to give you the tools and techniques and talk about culture and products and how to use them, and just have you explore and experience and consider different ways to bring inviting sacred into your life, and then choose what is important to you and what you think would be the perfect match for you to bring it in. So I hope we have fun. I hope to see you guys more, and yeah, come and see me. All right, Chanel Hacker from invitingsacred.com.